Well, hi, I'm the Rifter, and this is a tutorial on how to change the spark plugs in a 2008 Chevy Cobalt. Beautiful day. It's kind of cold. The moon's right above my head. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because it's super easy, and it doesn't require a lot of time. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, take your oil cap off, pull your cover off, gently discard this to the side. Pull your oil cap back on, and I forgot a screwdriver. I'll be right back. Alright, so you just take your screwdriver, push these little gray tabs to the sides. Whoops. Well, didn't mean for it to go back that far. They're not supposed to go back that far. Oh, Chevy, you make some cheap stuff. Wow. Well, I think two of them broke. It's alright, I should still be able to use them. So you push down on the center here and just pull them off. Now that little lock, I hope that's not super important, because these things click in anyway. But man, two of those broke real easily, which there was a mouse in here, and I don't see where it's chewed anything up, but that probably has something to do with it. It's probably a little rotted, or maybe a little dry rotted. Anyway, you pull off your little connectors. I believe it's a 10mm socket that you need. All right, get your 10mm socket, and these bolts right here. Take that out, set it aside so you don't lose it. Just be able to wiggle that and pull it out. Doesn't matter which order you put these back in, but I'm probably going to put them back in the same ones. When you put your spark plugs back in, they need to be properly gapped. They don't come gapped from the factory, because you can use several different model spark plugs in different model cars. Oh, and by the way, you need to do this when the vehicle is cold. You do not need to do this when it's hot. So now that we've got all those out, I believe you need a 5/8. And if you see, whoop, down in there, there's a little boot, a little rubber boot. That's what helps you retrieve the spark plugs. You're definitely going to need that. I always get nervous changing spark plugs because I think I'm going to break them. And so before I go any further, I got that one loosened up. It needs to be to 4, which all I did was insert that right in there, pull it out, and it is gapped. Now if you gap it too far, you will have to do this, then put it up against something and push to bend this piece of metal, that piece of metal down closer to, I don't remember what that's called, the igniter or something. But there's one. I'm going to go ahead and gap all of these real quick. But I've got a 0.019 and a 0.021 that I'm gapping these with, because it needs to be at a 0.04. There we go. All my spark plugs are gapped to 0.04. And you'll have to look at the manufacturer's specifications to find out what your exact gap needs to be. That is a used spark plug. Alright, so I'm going to replace these one at a time because I want to minimize what falls into this engine. So you put your spark plug in there. You kind of have to feel this out, okay? You don't want to cross thread this. Yep. And sometimes it's hard to tell. What I do is I put it down in the hole and I back it off a little bit and I wait until I feel a little click where I can tell that the thread has fallen into the groove. Then I'll actually tighten it up. Now I don't have a torque wrench, and I'm sure there's some kind of specific foot-pounds that you're supposed to put these on at, but I'm going with good and tight. I'm not doing a ridiculous amount of force to put these on, because you can break these off. I mean, there's porcelain and something else. Porcelain and metal, that's all these things are. Definitely don't want to break the porcelain on them. Because if you break one of these things off in there, that's a pain to get out. Whether you take it to a mechanic or you get it out yourself, it's still a pain in the butt. That's another used spark plug. So it's really hard to get the used ones confused with the good ones, so I wouldn't really worry about that too much. But as you'll see, I'm putting it back in, and I'm actually going backwards. So I feel a little click. And it's really hard to feel, but if it starts getting hard to twist this in real quick, then you're starting to cross thread. You need to back it out and try again. There's 2 down. Oh, that one actually wasn't in there that tight. And these spark plugs have never been changed. Yeah, I do not assume any responsibility if you break your vehicle. It's That's just the beauty of not being there to hold your hand. Last one. Oh man, these two are not in there that well. It almost seems like they're rusty a little at the top. It's really hard to feel that click, but if you've screwed enough things in or up, like I have, you'll know what it feels like. I'm going to give them one more little turn a piece, just to make sure I just didn't forget to tighten them up. All right. So now we're going to switch back to our 10mm, which that was my 10mm. There we go. We're going to pop these bad boys back in. These are your coil packs. I've actually never seen coil packs that are single like that. It's very interesting. Okay, that one's threading. Now I just gotta screw it in. And again, I don't know what the spec on the torque of these things is. I'm just making sure they're pretty tight to where they're not going to come loose. And I know some of you are like, oh, you need the official blah blah blah. Well, I don't have a torque wrench and I'm not going to buy one. So if you, but I am letting you know, so if you want to use a torque wrench and get it exactly right, hey, by all means do it, because that's the proper way to do it. But here on this channel, proper's too proper. Who am I, the queen? I'm gonna plug these puppies back in. Push these little gray tabs back forward. Just plug them in, push the gray tabs back forward, push it in, gray tab. You want to hear it click, which I'm sure you're hearing it click. All right. Now comes the moment of truth. Make sure everything is out of the way. All your spark plugs, your feeler gauge, your tools. Do not start your engine if they are in there, because if they go down into a belt or something that's moving, you're gonna have a bad day. So remove all the crap you just put in there out of your engine. All right. Here comes the moment of truth. By the way, this is my wife's car. That's what I'm talking about right there. Well, if you like this video, or you like this channel, or you hate this channel, you don't like me, doesn't matter. You can subscribe, and you can donate if you would like. Stuff's down in the description. Thank you for watching. 423 subscribers now. Thank you. I'm the Rifter. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Of course that would happen. Why wouldn't it? Hi, I'm the Rifter and I'm a fool. Okay.